So we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now, it seems like Mortal Kombat 12 being the next game from NetherRealm Studios. There's been lots of clues pointing to that, or at least a martial arts fighting game, as in the recent job posting that could mean Mortal Kombat 12 or maybe Mortal Kombat Trinity or Mortal Kombat 30th Anniversary or something or other. But a user recently just posted a leak from an Nvidia GeForce Now developer list of all the games that are coming to that platform. And yeah, I think they just maybe confirmed that Injustice 3 is actually the game that we could be getting. So let's break down that leak and then also kind of give you a taste of what could possibly come in Injustice 3. So as I said, an Nvidia GeForce Now user has released a list of a bunch of games that fans have been hoping for in the developer code. And if you're not familiar with Nvidia GeForce Now, it's Nvidia's cloud-based game streaming service delivering real-time gameplay straight from the cloud to your laptop, desktop, Mac, Shield TV, and Android device. You can connect to your store accounts and stream your own library of games or play your own favorite free-to-play games. With cloud saves for supported games, you can pick up your game where you left off on any supported device, wherever you are. So before I get to the actual breakdown of the list, another user actually confirmed this list on Twitter and actually gave a link that I will include in the description below of where you can actually look at the list on your own. And yeah, let's get to the list and see what kind of games we can find on there. So first up we have Man of Steel, which is a long-rumored Superman game that fans have been hoping for. Now, from the source I got this from, they were talking about how it's possibly the rumored game people are hoping for, or it could be a 2013 mobile game that came out as promotional material for when the Man of Steel actually came out. Could be one of those options, but it's nonetheless listed. Next up we have Batman Arkham Insurgency, which is, again, a long-rumored Batman Arkham game that I believe I even covered in previous leaks leading up to the original DC fandom, which turned out actually being, I believe, Gotham Knights. So this could still be in the works, maybe after Gotham Knights, but for now, it's Gotham Knights. We did get Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League that's on here. And then, surprise, surprise, we have Mortal Kombat 12 listed, as well as Mortal Kombat Next Gen. Now, I don't know if Mortal Kombat 12 is actually going to happen. It seems like it could. There's a lot of clues I've been covering this past week to show that it could be on there. And as far as the Mortal Kombat Next Gen game, I believe that could be a reference to Mortal Kombat 11, which came out on the PS5 and Xbox Series S and X when Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate was released. So I think that's what those two are referring to. I do want to note that Hogwarts Legacy, which is an upcoming Harry Potter game from one of those games, is not listed on here, which is kind of weird and peculiar. But let's get to the coup de resistance. Injustice 3, Gods Will Fall. Yes, this game was listed, and I was able to find on Reddit basically like a fan description and roster of what they think Gods Will Fall will be about. So I kind of wanted to go through that with you in its entirety. It is a little bit long, but it is very detailed, which is great because it kind of gives us a basic idea of what we can expect to see. Now, I covered something similar to this when I did the Injustice 3 leak, which is, very similar in what this person's about to describe. So yeah, let's break it down and discuss what we could possibly see in Injustice 3. So this user describes the plot of Injustice 3 as, I believe the main villain will not be a playable character and more like Kronika from Mortal Kombat 11, but we will finally see that this DC villain is a major threat. This will likely be the last Injustice game that we'll ever get, so this will obviously finish the Injustice trilogy, and in that nature, the villain this person believes will be the Anti-Monitor because he's the biggest, largest, and universal threat in the DC universe. The Anti-Monitor is a multi-dimensional threat. This gives an excuse to give the multi-dimensional characters, example, restoring a dead character by just having them plop up from a different dimension, or getting a character like Owlman from an alternate timeline as a character, Batman skin being involved in the story just because he's from a different dimension. They go on to describe the roster. They say, compared to Mortal Kombat 11 having a 37 character roster and Injustice 2 having a 38 character roster, he thinks this game will have a 40 character roster, and he says there will be 12 DLC characters in total, making up the 40. So he says there will be a total of 4 DLC packs with 4 characters in each one. There, of course, will be consistent character skins, challenges, DLC characters would probably incrementally added to support the game's lifespan, hopefully past 2 years compared to Mortal Kombat 11, but we'll have to wait and see. So then he kind of goes on and breaks down who he feels like will be in the game from who we'll first see to we'll last see. So he says the key characters are going to be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Green Lantern. He says we can expect to see maybe a reverse Flash skin for the Flash. And then he says we'll also see Supergirl, Black Canary, Harley Quinn, Green Arrow, and Blue Beetle. As far as some villains, he said we should expect to see Damian Wayne, Poison Ivy. We can also expect to see Deathstroke, Lex Luthor, Raven, and we can also expect Ra's al Ghul, Mirror Master, Cheshire, Amazo, King Shark, Terra, Metallo, as well as newer characters like Booster Gold, Steel, Aqualad, Red Tornado. And then he goes on to talk about pre-order bonuses, which includes Beast Boy, which he says is a fan favorite and one that fans have wanted to see for a long time. We also can expect to see for DLC Plastic Man, Etrigon, Mara, Big Barda, Constantine, Steppenwolf, Livewire, Larfleeze, now that I know who he is. The Batman Who Laughs, which I thought would be a great addition since he was already in Mortal Kombat 11 as a skin to be added to Injustice. This kind of makes sense. Captain Boomerang. And he says that we could even get some Mortal Kombat 11 characters in there like Johnny Cage. And he says there's 2 more spots left and those will just be like unpredictable add-ons. I have seen stuff online saying that they could possibly be something from Power Rangers, but you know, we'll have to wait and see, or even like He-Man in the universe, because I think those 2 universes crossed over, Justice League and He-Man, so it's kind of interesting to see how that would work. But that's what this user kind of guesses. Again, this is just a theorized plot and a theorized roster. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below what you think Injustice 3 could possibly be like. I will, of course, do some follow-up videos talking about who the possible villains could be, what I'd like to see the plot would be, and what characters I'd love to see in it. All in all, it is fun to know that we could actually see Injustice 3 Gods Will Fall as possibly a confirmed game that we could expect to see. Now, I know we were thinking that maybe that would not happen because the way Ed Boon was talking about their possible, you know, being sold or bought out for W Discovery and being sold to somebody else, so there's some licensing rights with some of the DC characters. But maybe for now, WB's like just, you know, pushed it all in. They're trying to push up DC with, you know, DC fandom coming on, Black Adam, Shazam 2, you know, Aquaman 2. There's tons of movies coming out, Mortal Kombat sequels in the works. So like, you know what, let's just keep it all together in-house and let's boost up those franchises. So we'll have to wait and see what actually happens and is officially announced from NetherRealm Studios, but I'm liking what I'm hearing and I'm seeing as far as Injustice 3. So we think about the leak, we think about the news, the possible plot and roster from a fan's perspective. What do you think about all that? Let me know in the comments below. And that's it for this video, guys. Enjoy that like button. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.